Hello guys, what's going on? I'm currently shuffling the Zodiac Oracle to see what sign is going to be next. I just did 3 already. You guys are the next sign. You know who you are. I don't know who you are yet. Alright, so we're going to find out right now. Hello, and this is TESA's Tarot. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, I did post a trailer, which I'm going to post in the link down below about what these next series of videos are going to be about. So we're going to be focusing on the full moon in Sagittarius. That's going to happen June 5th, 2020. And typically, like that full moon energy, it does kind of linger around for a little bit. So we're just going to see what you should be focusing on during this time of the full moon. Full moon already brings out a lot of different crazy energies, and with a lunar eclipse, it just intensifies that. There's actually going to be 2 more lunar eclipses this summer, I believe in July. So this is going to focus on the June 5th, 2020 full moon lunar eclipse in Sagittarius, while the sun is in Gemini. Okay? Aquarius, age of Aquarius. The age of Aquarius is coming up in 2 years, I think. More on that. More on that in the future, okay? But yeah, age of Aquarius is coming up soon. Alright, Aquarius, let's get into your reading. What should you be focusing on for this full moon lunar eclipse? Okay. It's a little chilly outside today. It's been like, yesterday was so nice. Me and my brother and my sister went for a walk at the lake. Today it's a little bit colder, but it's supposed to be like 70 degrees tomorrow and then 80 on Tuesday. I live in Chicago, so warm weather is coming. The warm weather is coming. Crazy weekend though. Crazy weekend in Chicago. I love the Aquarius card. I do. I freaking love this Oracle card of the Aquarius. Look at this guy. He's so cool. He's just like, man. He looks like a sentient. He's just ready to take on the world from all angles. From all angles. I don't know if you guys watched my previous Aquarius video in the first phase of tarot readings that I did. My friend was here with me, my best friend, and he's an Aquarius. I love him to death. He's amazing. And he was sitting like right across from the table as I was doing the reading. And I was like, are you going to come in front of the camera and say hi? But he didn't. But it was kind of cool. Okay. It was fun. I kind of want to have, like, do that again, you know, kind of have, like, a guest or something like that, you know, and they could be hanging out for their reading, you know. So, alright. Let's get into your reading. What we should focus on for the full moon lunar eclipse. Alright, Aquarius, let's get into this. So, as the underlying energy, we have the 5 of Wands. A 5 of Wands is Saturn in Leo. Okay, so this talks about conflict. This talks about, I'm feeling this is like inner conflict. Okay, there could be conflict going on around you. There could be maybe some disagreements. You're not really getting, like, could be people around you where you guys are just not on the same page. You're not seeing things eye to eye. And it's kind of like bugging you. You know, it's like maybe you're not thinking about it a lot, but it's like this inner feeling of like it bugging you, you know, that you guys aren't on the same page, or that this conflict is even happening, or that this energy is like even in your world. Okay, so I think you're bothered that this energy is even in your world, this like feeling of conflict. And like I said, it's like it could be like outer conflict, but it's affecting your inner feelings, your inner world. So it's also inner conflict, because maybe you're trying to figure out how you can resolve it, what you can do to better it, what you can, like, what action you can take, how you can maybe shift your perspective, how you can think about things differently in order to try to resolve that conflict. Okay, but nonetheless, that's what's going on. That's the underlying energy. So as your motivation, you have the Fool card. And this is the very, very first card in the Major Arcana, and this is your card. I mean, this card is Uranus, okay? And Uranus is your planet, so it's associated with Aquarius, okay? And the Fool is all about, like, new beginnings, just kind of going on a trip. Maybe you're about to go on a little, like, mini trip. You're about to go somewhere. You're about to start something new. You're about to venture off. But it's kind of just, like, taking that, like, leap of faith, taking that, like, you know, that kind of just blind, like, I'm just going to go do this. I'm just going to go do this. And that's where you're at right now. You're like, I'm just going to go do this. This is what I want to do. That's your motivation. You know, you want to, like, get away from this conflict. You know, like, your motivation is just like, I'm going to go do this. Maybe you feel like it'll resolve itself, or you want to just, like, get away from it for now and then come back to it at a later time. Okay, but that's your motivation. Now, in the position of what you're feeling disheartened by, you have the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is Venus in Virgo. Nine of Pentacles is all about independence, feeling financially stable, feeling like you have what you need to enjoy the beauty of life, to enjoy love, to enjoy the pleasures that make you happy. There's some animals over here. She's wearing a beautiful dress, you know, so whether it's clothing, the arts, okay. So with this being in this position, I'm feeling like you can't really enjoy your independence to its fullest extent, okay? You are independent. You have this sense of, like, I could enjoy life, I could do this, but maybe you're feeling like you just can't do it to its fullest because of the situation that we're in, because things are not really, like, back to normal quite yet in the outside world. Or maybe you could be feeling a little guilty for being so independent, while other people around you that might be causing that conflict are, like, not in the same position you're in. Maybe they're not in the best position, and maybe you're feeling a little bit guilty, or you're feeling kind of like, I don't know, like, yeah, like, maybe you're just feeling a little bit guilty that others can't step up, or they're not able to kind of, like, get to your level. Okay, so it can go one of two ways. I'm kind of feeling it more as, like, the first one, but I don't know. It's kind of showing itself more as a balance right now. Like, there could be two different things. As your outside influences, energy that's around you have the Queen of Wands, and this is a straight Aries card. The Queen of Wands is guided very much by the Major Arcana, the Universe cards of the Emperor and the Tower, okay? Emperor is an Aries card as well, and the Tower card represents Mars, okay? Aries and Mars rules Aries. Aries rules Mars. So Queen of Wands is an Aries card. So the Queen of Wands is very much she's very adventurous, okay? This is a fire element. She's very adventurous. She's very inspiring. She's into the arts. She almost carries, like, a masculine quality, but she's still very beautiful and charismatic. She's definitely very feminine because she still has the underlying element of water, which is part of all queen energy. But she's very charismatic. She's very, like, uplifting. She kind of, like, always has this smile on her face that just makes her glow and makes her seem like she's got it together, but she's still very like spontaneous. You know, she can still be very like whimsical and kind of just bouncing around in her ideas. But she does inspire people. She does encourage people to take, you know, to follow their inspiration, to follow their passion. She's very driven, very passionate. So with this in your outside influence, I kind of see this. I see this either as a person that's in your surroundings that you kind of like look up to, or you kind of like see that fire in them, you see that passion in them, and it like kind of it drives you. It drives you, it motivates you, it like makes you feel good. It makes you also, you know, very, you know, go-getter, and I'm gonna go do this and I'm gonna go do that and I'm gonna start this project. So I kind of do see this as maybe like a person that's in your surroundings, that carries that inspirational, spiritual, just kind of, you know, zest for life and things like that. Okay, so I think that you're kind of like feeling this energy around you. You're kind of feeling this energy of taking action. Okay, taking action and kind of like being that queen yourself in a way. Now, in your advice position, you have the Four of Cups. So this is your advice. This is Moon in Cancer. Okay, so this is a water. This is a water element. And with the Four of Cups as an independent card talks about not feeling much joy in life's pleasures anymore. It's kind of like you have these 3 cups here that are full. And it's like you already have a sense of, like, you already have what you need in your life and your surroundings, and this angel wants to give you another cup, and you're like, nah, there's a part of you that's kind of not, and this is like as a card, it's like there's part of you that's like you need to just be alone. Like you need to maybe just like step away from the things that normally bring you joy, that normally make you feel good and bring you joy. You kind of need to like step away from it and just be with yourself. And be with yourself, because it's not providing the same kind of feelings that it once provided. Like maybe initially it felt good, but now it's like, like, you know, I'm just not really feeling it. I'm over it. So with this in your advice position, I'm sensing that this is in connection to the underlying energy. Okay. So I'm kind of getting this sense that maybe the people that are around you, and that's why this is almost more like an inner conflict. Maybe the people that are around you who are offering, who are trying to like bring you love, or they're trying to brighten your mood, you're like, no. Mm-mm. And it's almost like creating a sense of inner conflict within you because you are rejecting it or because you don't want it. You're like, no, I don't want that. I don't want that. Okay. So with this in your advice position, I'm getting the sense that you're feeling, I don't know, you're feeling maybe like kind of down because of these circumstances. You're feeling down because of these circumstances. And you need to start. I'm sorry for the long pause. I truly, truly am. I'm sure it gets a little irritating when I just go silent. But I'm really trying to get to the bottom of this. So, man, it's really making me feel down. Okay. This cup right here that you don't want to look at. You should look at it. Like, this cup that this angel is offering you, I feel is going to help you. Okay, so what does that mean? Okay, an angel is giving you a cup that's going to help me. What the heck does that mean? So, there is something. I think you need to look towards, I don't want to say like a higher power, but outside of yourself. You need to look at something that is out, because you're so much in yourself. Because I think that this inner conflict that was maybe triggered by the outside world did create an inner conflict. So in order to get out of that feeling of having a conflict within you, you need to grab something that is outside of yourself that does bring you joy. So once you obtain these 3 cups, and these cups are full, they brought you joy at one point, and then they kind of stopped bringing you joy. So now you need to like go towards something that is in your surroundings, something that is part of the outside world that will start to almost like filter out these negative feelings, okay? Like kind of like something that will bring you joy and that will make you feel good. And it almost like imagine that thing flushing out the bad stuff. Like almost like replacing and like flushing out the things that you're holding on to that's creating conflict. I hope that makes sense. So that could be a new love interest. It could be going to eat something. It's kind of like in the little daily pleasures, you know, something that makes you, that kind of like fills your heart, okay, or something that just makes you feel good. It could be like your favorite food, okay. It could be that simple. In all honest to God, sometimes the simplest little things that make you feel good can have like the biggest difference. And I feel like in this specific situation, something small, something like that is a good thing, you know, just to kind of like, just to get things going again, just to get things within you kind of like feeling good again, and then it'll continue on. I really hope that makes sense, because that's what I'm feeling. Okay, that's what I'm feeling. So the best way to move forward from your worries, you have the King of Pentacles, and this is Taurus. King of Pentacles is ruled by the major arcana of the Hierophant and the Empress. Okay, so the King of Pentacles, all about laying a solid foundation. You know, he is focused on his finances, he's focused on his work, he's focused on creating stability in his life and the lives of those that he cares about. Okay, so what I see is almost like, I feel like stepping into this power is going to kind of bring back, stepping into that power is going to make you feel good again. I think so. I think that stepping into this kind of element of stability, of being able to be like a source of stability for someone or something, it's going to bring you back into a feeling of productivity, a feeling of like you're helping people, or you're, you know, you're being that source for somebody, or you're like, but even without, I feel like this more has to do with you. It's not even really about like what the other person feels, but I think that it makes you feel good. I think it makes you feel good to step into that power, because it's a powerful position to be in, knowing that you can provide that for someone or something. I feel like it's someone, though. I feel like it's someone. And then moving on, seeing things in a positive light, you have the Seven of Pentacles, and this is another Taurus card. Okay, so we have Taurus and Taurus. And this is Saturn in Taurus, so this is about really looking at what you have developed so far, really looking at how far you have come, looking at what you've been working on, and evaluating it. Okay, kind of like looking at your finances all over again, looking at the project, how far you've come, looking at your work situation, looking at kind of taking the moment to really look at where you're at in your life, and kind of like check off your dots, like kind of evaluating what your next move is going to be. Okay, with it being a Saturn in Taurus, you're really looking at what your next move is going to be, where you want to go from here. And this is, I think, maybe that thing that is going to bring you out of this feeling. I think that's going to bring you out of this feeling, looking at this and where you want to go next, and what your next move is going to be, and where you're at financially, where you're at in regards to everything. Like just knowing your position, knowing your current status, like knowing your current everything, your current everything. I think it's going to kind of like bring you out of this energy just naturally. Kind of like, all right, because you're focusing on something, because you're like actually taking the time to evaluate your life, and your, not just your life, but like your, what your next move is going to be financially in regards to all that. Okay. And your final outcome, you have the World card. You have completion. You have balance, understanding the journey, understanding the full circle. Okay. This is amazing. This is amazing. Your first card, your motivation card, was the Fool card. This is the this is 0. The very first card in the Major Arcana. And then you have the World. The very last card in the Major Arcana. The Fool goes on his journey through the Major Arcana. He meets all these different people, all these different archetypes, all these people that show him the way, that show him on the next step, that teach him, that bring him to another sense of understanding along his journey, that, make him go like, aha, make him go down this path and that path. And he learns all these things along the way. And then you reach the end. And when you reach the end, that's the end. It's kind of like completion, balance, of a sense that like, aha, I kind of like, I see the bigger picture now. So With this being your final outcome card, the World, which is Saturn, and it's like all these cards right before it were being guided by Saturn. You had Taurus, but you had Saturn and Taurus, and then you get the Saturn card. It's really like really knowing and having a more balanced, deeper sense of understanding with who you are, with where you are, more like with who you are. I feel like this is more like with who you are. You have a more balanced, well-rounded, deeper understanding of who you are. And feeling like, almost like whole within yourself, feeling like, all right, I'm ready. Like, or like, it's like you know exactly what to do. You know exactly what to do. And you can do anything. Like, you can literally do anything. That's how I see this. Like, you've been on the journey. Yeah. Yeah, I'm feeling very strongly like this card as your final outcome, as being like, I can do anything. Literally. I have the knowledge. I have the resources. I have the knowledge. I have the wisdom. I have the experience. I have the knowing, like, within you, intuitively. Like, you know what you have. You know who you are. You know what you have. You know what you have to offer. And you're going to make the choice that serves not just your self, but you're going to make the choice that also serves like a higher purpose, or like a greater, more. It's almost like the choice that you're going to make naturally, that's going to make you feel good, that you're doing for you, is already automatically going to be good for other people too. Or it's going to like, it's going to be a good thing. It's going to be like a really good thing, you know, but focus on you. I don't know if that makes sense. It's almost like by you focusing on you and you making the choice you're going to make, you're going to make the right choice. It's already going to be a good thing for everybody. I really hope that makes sense. Okay. So that's what I'm seeing here. Right, so I'm going to give you a spirit animal oracle card for shits and giggles. A little extra message from the spirit animals. Just kind of like another little additional, you know, thing that will move you forward from the final outcome. Okay, another little piece of advice, something to think about, something to consider. This was a really fun reading. I really liked this. This was nice. It was nice. It was a nice reading here. Aquarius. Okay. We have, take 2 cards. Sorry. I felt it. I was like, that's 2 cards in my hand. We just need 1 card. See, you have the Nightingale spirit. Love is all around. Love is all around. It's almost like the spirit world is confirming that, yeah. They're like, I'm feeling this world card. I'm feeling this. Love is all around. You're going to be supported. You're going to be supported. Okay. I'm going to read from the book, because these descriptions for these cards are like 3 paragraphs long, and it's always just better to read straight from the book because the message that the book writes, I don't want to reword it. You know, I don't want to reword it. Okay. In the darkness of night, Nightingale's spirit sings her song of love and hope, a harbinger of dawn to remind you that the sun will rise again soon. You are so loved, and the illumination song of the Nightingale spirit calls you to a new level of self-awareness and connection with the light. The World card. Yes, there is shadow and darkness, but love and prosperity exist everywhere, even in the seeming emptiness of space, darkness, and a starless night. Hearken to the message, letting the music of the Nightingale song remind you that love is all around. Feel it and trust in tomorrow's light, renewing your ability to recognize that the spaces that appear empty are filled with love and abundance. Illumination will happen soon. All right, Aquarius, that is the message that I have for you. I hope this helped out. Okay, and until next time, I'll see ya. Bye.